Alright, there we go. We're live again. Hopefully everything's working good.
I refresh the tinge. There it is. Oh,
Alright.
yep. There's our faces. Let me tweet this.
Technical difficulties. Ain't they a lovely thing?
Live, everybody.
You got it out yet?
Here it goes. I gotta retweet it. I gotta retweet the tweet.
Do you?
I gotta do the free to delete retweet.
Alright. Do your thing, bud.
Oh, I did it.
Alright, cool. You good?
Yeah,
Do you have any more
that's
things
fine.
you need to shit? Because it sounded like you were constipated.
Well, I was a little bit, but I'm all good now.
So, no!
No.
He looks good.
Yeah.
I like him.
I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting them to go with that design. I expected a more ethereal, godlike thing, but I guess this does make sense because this is how it looked in the event.
Yeah. We got some Baron Zemo.
Yeah, gonna be a Walgreens exclusive next year. The theme for the Walgreens exclusives, because we usually get free in a year, in 2022, is going to be villains. So, I'm looking forward to Zemo. He's definitely one I'm gonna try and hunt down because I want classic Zemo for my camp shelf.
Yeah. And then we had Scarlet Witch. A very classic
Yeah.
90s esque Scarlet Witch.
It's basically just a straight re-release of the Family Matters free pack version, but on the retro Avengers blister and with the new Doctor Strange magic effects.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's fine. I might get it because I still don't have a Wanda, but like it's not something I'm jumping at.
Yeah. We got a White Division to go with WandaVision because, of course, why not?
That's cool. It's a great time to do that figure if they were ever gonna do it. But like I still don't have a regular vision, so I certainly wouldn't be grabbing this variant.
It's a good looking White Vision. We then got confirmation that Vulcan's going to be getting the figure soon.
Yeah, and he's going to be the first on a new standard body for the line because they've been using the Return of Marvel Legends wave Bucky cap body as the standard body for the longest time. It's what every Cyclops is on. It's what every Daredevil is on. There's a lot of characters. It's just been throw a new head sculpt and a paint job on that body. And finally, after about 12 years now, it's been since that body was introduced, they're retiring it in favor of this new one, which looks basically the same, but a little bulkier and with butterfly joints. So
Yeah.
um, I'm in favor of it. It seems cool. I don't think I'll be picking this version up though, because I didn't know who Vulcan was until this stream. So
He's a Cyclops brother. He's a brother to Cyclops and them.
Mhm.
Captain America 2 pack of Sam and Steve, both being Captain America.
Yeah, it's it's re-releases of two figures we already have. No Build-A-Wings, but first ever ungoggled Anthony Mackie head sculpt. So kind of cool.
Yeah. New Winter Soldier figure.
Uh, I didn't realize this until after we recorded that episode of Components, but this is actually a lot of reuse. It is two new head sculpts on a body with accessories we got way back when Captain America the Winter Soldier released. And apparently that figure did not get great reviews back then. So this is only a cosmetic update. And yeah, I can see why people wouldn't be super thrilled about that.
It's Bucky.
Mhm.
We then got the new subline of X Men TV figures.
Yeah, which is cool. It's a great concept. It plays to a very high level of nostalgia that's around right now. Uh, However, outside of just like pure like, oh, it's cool that they did that factor with certain things we see with these figures. It doesn't appeal to me at all. Like, I like the amount of resculpting there is on Jubilee, and I like that Wolverine comes with the picture frame.
This Wolverine does look like a somewhat evergreen Wolverine, though.
He's got much more of an animation shaded look, whereas because they've done this look, they've done for the most part this look before because they did the Jim Lee X-Men #1 look, which is basically just this with a slightly different coat of paint. But that's a lot more glossy than that one is. That one has shading on it. I like.
Yeah, this looks good. The Jubilee looks good.
hmm I like that they, like I said, I like that they gave her a new glove sculpt and a new top half of the torso piece.
Yeah, and they're also in VHS boxes, which is neat
Mhm.
design aesthetic.
Oh, and those head sculpts are new too, I think.
Yeah, I think one of them might be like mom version of Jubilee.
No, because they did that as a build a figure a while back.
Okay.
Mhm.
We then get confirmation that they're doing the Wave One Toy Biz figures.
Yeah, 20th anniversary of Marvel Legends, they're calling it. I like how the packaging looks. I understand some people are upset about not fully vacuum formed, but like, really? Did you really want to open that again? Welcome, Drippy. Did you really want to open that shit again? Because I don't. And also, I like how the smaller bubble makes everything look really crammed in there, like you're getting a lot for your dollar.
Yeah. And in the same line, we're getting an Iron Man.
Which is much like the Captain America, a lot of reuse. But I don't blame them because it's a great mold, and also uh, that Tony head is new, and well, actually, both those heads are new. But good God, that Tony head!
Oh, good on you, Drippy. Good on you getting vaxxed.
Yeah, congrats on getting vaxxed.
From who?
Double vac. Is it up? Did you do it?
Hold on, give me a second. I can actually get double vac up. Double
Okay,
vac.
get double vac. Double vac. Double vac is very proud of you for getting vaxxed.
Nice. Now we're just a single vac. Now we're to one vac. Uh,
That's fine. I've been a single vac my whole life.
all the single vacs. All the single vacs.
If you like it, then put a wizard ring on it. If you
Uh,
like it, then
then we got a special figure they announced, which is I can't remember his name.
I'm trying to see what you got to. Oh, Despair, who is a very, very obscure Spider-Man character. God damn it.
Spider-Man related, but he's also semi-related to Cloak and Dagger.
But I consider them like Spider-Man characters
Really?
because they debuted in Spider-Man.
True, true. Uh,
Um,
there you go. You should not be seeing what I'm seeing though.
Yeah, it looks like a plain ass body, but with a new cloak and head sculpt, and like, yeah,
The
it
cloak
doesn't.
looks cool. I like the inner texture.
It's a cool sculpt, but like, how many people are actually going to keep that thing and not just go on eBay for a third party one the day they get it?
True, true. And then we got another little tease of a future figure, and it's a big old bug. It's almost as if it's a fucking maggot.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for Kindred.
Fuck off. Let me have my weird bug boy X-Man.
I always say that because I legitimately had that reaction until I went on Twitter. I was like, wow, they're doing Kindred so soon? That's
They
crazy.
will probably never do Kindred. Everybody did just like Spencer shat the bed with Kindred. It was
hmm
just not super.
I'm glad you can admit that now.
Here's the thing. I understand what it was trying to do, and I like some of the stories that they did in the run. Like I love the Craven story. The Craven story was like perfect, great, good. But they it was too much detail, too long, and too condensed all at the same time with the Kindred stuff.
hmm
But at least now we're getting the cool Ben Riley things we're doing.
Yeah.
Should we go through all the individual photos that they released for all the announcements they did?
We don't need to talk about the official photos since we went through all the panel stuff, but we should talk about the Hasbro 1027 event, which is something I have not been looking forward to talking to because this is something they did like literally 3 days after PulseCon, and the stream was locked behind the Pulse Premium paywall, and it was basically just a mini third day of PulseCon with a
Yeah.
few more reveals from each team, which makes no goddamn sense. And there's been news since then out of Hasbro, like in the last week, that I've gone, why wasn't this at PulseCon? Like, all of this is just like, okay, that's neat. Why wasn't it at PulseCon except you want to drive premium memberships up? Because, like, there's no other reason for that. This news was on Toy Arc the second after the stream ended, and it was on Twitter even sooner. It's really, really egregious in my opinion.
Are you saying that people who stream on Twitch are pretty, as in they look good? Is that what you're saying, Drippy? Because I appreciate it.
You
But
saying we
this,
should stream this show to Twitch?
I don't know. We'll have to make a new account.
Do you have simul streaming capabilities?
No, but I can get it, and but it's
Hmm.
also look like not pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. Twitch
We
might
should
be a thing.
we should look into that. We should consider that. We'll put that on the back burner. We'll take that under
A
consideration.
big
Thank you
thing
for your
though is like
submission, Drippy.
the big thing with like Twitch though, my dude, is like we'd have to build up a whole audience again, and we only just barely got an audience up here, mate.
That's fair. But the things they showed at this panel is there's going to be a Spider-Man retro card, Iron Spider, and an X-Men TV collection, Mr. Sinister. The
Yeah.
Mr. Sinister is a straight repaint of a figure we got a couple years ago. It looks all right. The Iron Spider is really cool because I think that's the retro Spider-Man body, and it's fully articulated like Doc Ock style arms, which we fought for a very long time they weren't gonna do because the Doc Ock had static arms.
Yeah.
So
Uh, I kind of don't want the Sinister now that the Sinister we have in Krakoa is so vastly different.
you'd probably want to pick up. I think it's the Apocalypse Wave Sinister that this is a repaint of, and that just looks like a good evergreen Sinister.
But yeah, just a few more announcements. But is that it on toys? I believe it is.
Yeah, that's all that's really news. I'm trying to check the Apocalypse Wave now.
No, it's just that
No, that's not where Sinister's from.
the kind of Sinister I would want is a weird thin pretty boy, not the big chunk man that we had that guy is. You know,
Oh, I don't think you're gonna get that.
I want the weird thin pretty boy Sinister that we have now. You know.
Mhm. Oh, he's from the Wendigo wave, which was mid 2019, I want to say.
Damn, that's an old ass toy.
Yeah, okay. There's the original. Oh, I put it in the chat for
So,
you.
you ready to talk some comics?
I am ready to be stuck with your interminable blabbering, yes.
Motherfucker, it's a comic we both read.
That's the joke.
Amazing Spider-Man issue 77. We continue the Ben Riley Beyond storyline. It's good.
It's fine. This issue didn't thrill me a whole lot. I think the best scene was the scene with Ben being in therapy. The rest of it was just like it felt like we're starting to spin wheels just a little bit, which I found unfortunate because I got really excited when I saw Kelly Thompson wrote this issue because she's probably my favorite female writer currently working. I really like
I
what
think
of hers
this
I've read.
I think this is less spinning the wheels. I think it's more setting up a status quo.
That's fair. It's like the training scene that opens it up is okay. And right after that we get introduced to Maxine Danger. Is she a new character? Has she been in
I
anything
don't remember.
before?
I'd have to look it up.
Okay. But she's basically e-girl Amanda Waller.
Yeah. But it's setting up his side characters, it's setting up what his troubles are going to be. You know,
Mm-hmm. Also, Morbius.
Morbius is cool, and
Mhm.
it's sad to see him be a monster boy, but we're gonna see him come back in the next issue, and we're gonna see what's going on there.
Yeah, I actually really dug how nasty they let him look because they don't do that too often anymore.
No, and so they let him be weird and nasty recently. There
Hmm.
was a recent miniseries of his where he was like a weird nasty boy.
Yeah, well,
But yeah, overall, I like the issue.
yeah, it was okay, just not the best.
All right, a comic. I read Daredevil number 35. Basically, this is the end of the Bullseye story arc.
Oh,
Where basically the multiple clones of Bullseye are taken down by Elektra, Daredevil, and Bloody Mary. No, Typhoid Mary. Through a variety of plans and schemes and just dealing with it all. Bullseye's a fucking psychopath. It's great.
is it a very circuitous scheme?
No, essentially, what Bullseye did is kidnap two dudes, dressed one of them as kidnapped a dude and a woman, dressed the dude up as him, and the woman dressed up as Elektra, and just basically went like, "All right, you need to kill her, or I kill you." That's the scheme. He just wanted to fuck with Elektra.
Bullseye, you have a very specific and worrying fetish.
Oh, it's it's been a thing. Also,
Bullseye is like into cucking with extra steps.
but I don't remember if how long it's been. But he also has the Bullseye scar from the fucking movie.
I think that happened during Wade. No, because he was like super fucked up during Wade's run.
Probably. But no, I just like the scar. It's cool. But Matt Murdock escapes jail. He helps take down Bullseye. The cops show up and goes like, "All right, you're a fucking fugitive." Then all the heroes show up and go like, "Bitch, please. He's Daredevil. Fuck you."
Heh.
Legitimately, like an FBI agent goes like, "Yeah, no, he just uncovered a giant drug ring in your prison. You have nowhere to talk. Stop. You're being dicks." And Spider-Man just walks up and goes like, "Yeah, no, he actually did something tonight instead of unlike you guys. So he's a
Damn.
hero." Yeah, no, it's great. It's fun.
Is it Ben?
No, it's Peter.
Okay.
It's before the Ben thing. It's Peter. It's Peter.
All right. That's fairly recent, so I guess I can't expect him to have worked it in just yet.
But here's also the other thing. This whole run starts with Peter.
Hmm.
It needs to be Peter. But yeah, no, it's gonna get one more issue to kind of wrap up all the other stories. I don't know if it's an issue or if it's gonna be like its own separate thing. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
this
that's right, because Chip is about to get assimilated into the Substack Collective.
Chip is still working at Marvel.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay. I thought he was one of the guys that was full on cutting ties.
no, he's doing something on Substack, but still working at Marvel.
Hmm. Oh no, that's right. He's the weirdo who's like, I'm not going to cons anymore. You have to send me stuff if you want it signed.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. If you
I
don't
mean, I
want to
can
go to a
understand that
con,
given the pandemic, but he's saying it like, I'm not going to cons ever again forever as long as I live.
as of right now, we never know. But overall, I like this issue of Daredevil. Then Marauders. This is a dope issue. They're in space. They got kicked out of their spaceship, and pretty much this entire issue is just them dealing with being lost in space, trying to get back to the ship and kill the guy. Well, deal with the guy who screwed them over.
So it's a really nice cover. I just want to say that.
I knew you would. I knew. She's blonde. She'll kick your ass. I fucking knew it. But no, so like Iceman immediately makes a giant ice ball around them with oxygen so they can breathe. And while they're in there, they're going like, "All right, cool. We need to figure out some things and do all this." And Pyro goes like, "All right, cool. I can keep us warm with fire, but hey, it's going to burn up oxygen." And they're going like, "Okay, so how do we solve this problem?" And then Kate goes, "Oh, Iceman, make ice." Um, and then Pyro melt it. Why are we doing that? Simple, because we can use electricity. I don't remember how they got the electricity to use it, but we can use electricity to electrolyze and make oxygen so we can breathe easier. Brilliant, Kate. Kate's good. And so they're going like, all right, cool. We're stuck in space. How are we going to get anywhere? So Shaw and Bishop start punching each other, absorbing the kinetic energy so Bishop can fire it off like a fucking rocket. As everybody gets on.
I wonder if Jerry Duggan has read The Martian or not.
It is super like, here's this dumb problem. How do we solve this with our mutant abilities? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Iceman goes like, all right, cool. They're going to be a rocket ship. I got hold of them, the whole thing. We're good here. I'm building a wall so y'all are safe. So when Bishop fires, we get pushed in that direction. Emma, use your psychic abilities so you can find the dude so we get pushed in the right direction. All right, we all know where we're doing. All the things are good. And there's a cute little moment between Bishop and Shaw where Shaw just looks at Bishop and goes like, you think you're ready? And he goes like, ready as I'll ever be. And Shaw just gives him one more punch in the chest and goes, one more for good luck. And it's just like, Shaw, have you grown? I love it. So Bishop fires off the thing. They get sent to the rocket, the spaceship. Emma goes like, all right, cool. There's no way we can get there easily enough. He's going to notice us somewhat. There's only one choice to do. And Kate goes like, all right, just send me the coordinates so I can get in there. She phases into the ship, gets into the thing. She sneaks up on the dude, kicks his ass, commandeers the ship back. Everybody gets on the ship. They fucking go back to Mars, drop him off, and goes like, hey, we're going to be nice and not kill you. Don't fuck with us ever again. Got it? Yeah, no, I understand. Okay, we're good. I won't ever fuck with you ever again. And that's the end of the issue.
Sick.
It's just like a great, like, fucking... I loved the teamwork. I loved everybody. Great characters. Great character interaction. Bang-ass issue of Marauders.
Yeah, sounds like it.
There's also a cool moment of, like, they were trying to conserve oxygen, so Emma goes like, all right, cool, I'm Diamond now, so I don't need to breathe. It's like, it's going like, okay, how do we use their powers in this situation? And it's just like, thinking about it. It's great. Yeah. I want more stories like that. Moon Knight, issue 4. Tigra from West Coast Avengers shows up and goes like, Mark, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you a priest? Why are you covering your face all the time? What's going on? And Mark basically goes like, yeah, I'm depressed. I don't like looking myself in the face anymore. And Tigra goes like, oh, you want to talk about it? Yeah, a little. Okay. And that's the issue.
All right.
It's good character work on Moon Knight.
Fair enough. It seems like that's how, like, a lot of writers use Tigger these days, is let's just bring her in for a little bit of character development for someone else.
What else are you gonna fucking do with her?
I don't know. It's hilarious that Tigra has been, like, a single mom with an infant since, like, 2006.
Yeah. Sword! I'm trying to remember what happened on Sword. Let me go back and go through Sword so I can tell you what happened in Sword.
Alright.
I do remember the big final twist. So it opens up with Guardian from Alpha Flight, the Canadian dude, talking to the dude who's basically in control of the space side of Orcus. Just going like, hey, we're cooking up plans. As the Shi'ar Royal Guard come to Araco, and basically an assassination attempt happens. Storm shows up and saves the day. It's a big old fight. A couple of members of the Royal Guard get fucking ganked. You know, all that kind of stuff. But then it's revealed that Orcus actually has a mole and sword. And as the dude fucking talks, we find out it's fucking WizKid.
Okay.
WizKid is a fucking mole. Or he might be a double agent. I don't know.
Well, damn.
Yeah. So that's a thing that's happening.
Correction. I actually went to look it up on the wiki. Tigra has been a single mom with an infant since 2010. That is when William Grant Nelson was born in Avengers: The Initiative number 37.
Hey, you want to tell me about Nightwing?
Also, he's not an infant anymore. He's a toddler now. So, slight development, I guess. Anyway, this issue of Nightwing was not great. Like, it wasn't full on bad, but it kind of went from, all right, we're telling a side story within this event to we are just tying into this event now because it doesn't pick up where the last issue left off. It picks up in some scene from some issue I haven't read, and it took me a second to catch up to what the issue was doing. And then it ends in a big cliffhanger that's going to be resolved in like 2 issues from now in Batman, which annoyed me a little bit. Especially because I'll just fucking say it. The cliffhanger is the clock tower blows up with Spoiler and Orphan inside it, or at least that's what we think. But also, we know that's not going to be what ends up happening because fucking Batgirls is coming out in December.
Yeah.
There's a cute flashback scene in this to Barbara inviting Dick to sneak out back when they were kids, like back in the early days of her being Batgirl and like midway through his Robin career is what I want to guess. But other than that, the issue is fairly unremarkable, I want to say.
All right. Shame. Wolverine. Wolverine stuff happens.
Cool.
That's pretty much it. He recruits Domino and Maverick to go on a mission. Maverick's doing some stuff. There was karaoke. Wolverine's had a really good line.
Sick.
It was good when I was reading it. I just don't remember the details, and that's. And we got so many comics. It's fair enough to just kind of move forward. Thor issue 18. This one's great.
I mean, it's got Frog 4 on the cover, so I'm not surprised you like it.
Essentially, Thor needs a person to fucking spy and shit to find out what happened to his hammer. And he goes to Loki, and Loki goes like, dude, you can't keep coming to me for this. I got my own problems to fucking deal with. And Thor just goes like, but you're one of the few people I trust. And Loki goes like, you have no idea how much I've wanted to hear you say that. But I can't do this right now, but I can help you figure out who can help you. And Thor goes like, that's all I need. That's all I need. I just need someone to help me with this. So Loki sends him to Throg. And Throg goes like, all right, bud. I know what you want. I know what you need. You need a team to fucking go in, get this information for you, figure out what's happening, right? Right? Okay, cool. So I am going to need a team. Throg needs a team. I need some help with this, all right? I can't do it alone. I'm got the comic up so I can actually kind of go through what some of the team stuff.
I get the feeling there's a visual you want to show.
There will be. So first off, I'll need unfettered access to the 10 realms. You know, if I'm to do this right, no stone must be unturned. Hugin and Munin will do nicely. The 2 ravens of Odin. They'll ferry us across fields, dare not know. Well, field bark and ravens, time is of essence. From there, we'll need a tracker. Someone with a nose for these kind of things. Luckily for you, I know quite a good bloodhound. Lockjaw, wake up, my old friend. Adventure awaits. With access and tracking secured, our security and protection must come next. We'll be heading into dark danger.
Wait, isn't Lockjaw dead?
No, Lockjaw survived.
Oh, shit, okay.
Lockjaw survived the death of the Inhumans. Basically, the royal family's the only ones that survived, so...
so this guy...
At unknown waters, we mustn't in our haste wade into these waters blindly, for this will need a forward scout. That's where Lockheed the Blackened comes in. After all, having a dragon on the team is never a bad idea. And finally, given that whoever is responsible for the theft of Mjolnir has managed to hide it from the eyes of Sif, I fear this problem is mystical in nature. Thus, I would require a team member proficient in the use of the dark arts. I have such an individual in mind, and though they remain untested in the field of battle, for a team of spies, who better suited than a ghost? Bats the ghost dog. As Thor's going like, all right, bud, okay, cool. I agree for all of this. Gather your team. Do it. And Throg just looks at him and goes like, Thor, I knew you'd be coming. I assembled them 4 days ago. And one more thing. Though we may be spies, when we are joined, you will know us as Avengers. The pet Avengers are back, baby.
Excellent. My only critique is why isn't Jeff the land shark here?
That's the fucking recruit. That's who they need to. What? Okay, what could. Jeff is muscle. Jeff could be muscle, but they have Throg.
I feel like Jeff would be the comedy relief. Also, oh no, you know who would be the comedy relief? Pizza Dog. Pizza Dog needs to be on the team.
But, yeah, no, we're gonna get some pet Avengers. I love how Throg is just like, nah, we're Avengers. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You don't get to make that choice. I get to make that choice.
Also, I didn't know the Ghost Dog was a thing until now.
Yeah, he's a
cool.
Doctor Strange character.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, he's a Doc Strange character. He's a talking sentient dog.
Wait, are those Odin's ravens?
Yes! That's Hugin and Munin.
Okay. I didn't know their names.
Yeah. Hugin, Munin. But yeah, no. I just love the whole setup of Thor going like, all right, cool, dude, no, get your team. And he's like, Thor, buddy, already got him.
Come on, I'm a professional.
I just love the whole dynamic of Thor just going like, okay, cool, I need help. And Thor goes like, bud, I got you.
Frog is a consummate professional.
So hey buddy, hey pal, hey friend. You want to tell me about the Shazam?
I can tell you about Shazam, and oh boy, this issue. I liked this issue until I didn't. I think it's the best way to put it, because like there's a lot of fun interplay between Billy and Black Adam in this issue, because Black Adam's been turned back to a kid via wibbly wobbly bullshit, and there's a point where Billy finally gets his full powers back, and it causes Black Adam to become an old man. And that leads to some fun interplay. There's a really cool character moment where Billy basically has to learn to let go of earthly attachments in order to keep being Shazam as an adult. Then the story grinds to a halt so they can say that it's going to continue in Teen Titans Academy. And I was like, I thought this was a spin-off, not a straight tie-in. God damn it. This is the last issue.
Have you not been reading Teen Titans Academy?
No, I picked this up literally. Like I saw that it was, what do they have on it?
From the
pages of. Yeah, I saw that it was from the pages of, and I was like, oh, all right. But like I thought beyond the initial like getting into Billy's status quo, that wouldn't majorly affect things. Like, as soon as they started hopping dimensions and stuff, I was like, alright, so this is going to be primarily a mini-series about Billy, and maybe it'll affect Titans Academy, but no, it looks like the story's just straight up looping back in there, and I'm like, am I going to have to catch up to that shit? Jesus, okay.
It seemed like it might have just been like a little bit of a side story to flesh out Shazam some.
Mm-hmm. It felt like how Marvel does miniseries of like, yeah, this is based in a status quo, but it's going to be firmly about this character, and it will have a proper beginning, middle, and end. And then there is kind of an end in that we resolve Shazam's powers issue, but there's a massive dangling plot thread that they straight up say, hey, we're going to deal with this in Teen Titans Academy. And I'm like, but what? All right, okay, I understand how comics work, I guess.
So you liked the book, but it had a wet fart.
Yeah.
All right.
It didn't shit the bed, but it had a wet fart.
Wet farts are better than shit the bed.
Mhm.
Let's see. The next book we got to talk about, Inferno. I already told you about this. We talked earlier. But Inferno. Destiny is on the council because Mystique was a sneaky sneak and got her resurrected. And Magneto and Charles immediately go like, oh shit, we gotta solve this problem. So they go to Moira and say like, hey, Moira, we need more people to help us out. We want to bring Emma in on this. And she goes like, fine, you make sense. Let's bring Emma in. So they bring Emma. They tell her, hey, this is Moira. She's a mutant. Here's her power. Read her mind. And she reads her mind and goes like, ow. Okay, cool. I'll help you, but fuck you. Fuck you. I'm never trusting you again. You liars. You fuckheads. Fuck you.
I mean, that's basically the premise of X-Men is that Charles and Eric are fuckheads.
Yeah. And then we end the issue on another council meeting where Charles and Magneto bring forth a new potential member for the council who is voted on Colossus.
Which should be a total fuck yeah moment, but you told me because of status quo stuff, it's not.
There's a sword of Damocles depending on how you want to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
But also, yeah, Colossus is here. It's great. I love how
they finally did something with him. Oh no, they did something with him.
Here's the thing: they've been doing something with him. They've been giving him a happy life. They let him rest. He didn't want to do shit.
To a fan, that's not doing something with him.
He was
like, I want to read about him. I want to see him going through stuff.
But he's on the council. I also love Nightcrawler and Storm just go like, he's our best friend. We love him. Yes, of course. Exodus voted yes because they were both acolytes of Magneto, which was cute. Sinister voted no. Mystique voted no. Destiny voted no. But pretty much everyone else voted yeah.
Mm-hmm. Has Destiny had like a solid scene to herself yet, or has she just been used as a prop?
She's been used as a prop mostly because she's been dead.
Yeah.
She's only been back for like maybe a total of 5 pages at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, okay, it's cool that she's back. I get how
there was a really sweet moment in this issue when like Mystique was going about like here's how I actually resurrected her, as she was basically taking care of her in a cave on Krakoa, as she like was like slowly trying to reconnect to her future precog abilities and just see everything because it hurts her. It's like being blind and then just immediately like, oh, here's sight. It's like, ow. You got to get used to it. So she was getting used to it in the cave, and once she was finally like able to sit up and be comfortable, like there was a beautiful kiss between them. It's like, oh, that's sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing is like just like I want to get, now that we have Destiny back, I'd like to get to know her as a person.
Yeah. No, we're probably gonna get that. It's just they are setting up the tension between Destiny, Charles, Magneto, Emma, and Colossus has a weird monkey wrench.
Oh, you know Hickman's got a issue plan that's just Charles and Destiny having a verbal debate.
Oh, very much so. I would love, because Destiny can see the future, I would love for her to just go up to Charles and Magneto, just go like, all right, where's Moira? I need to talk to her.
I need to tell her when it all fucks up, because that's going to be hilarious.
No. Here's the thing. Destiny wants this to work. For all intents and purposes, it seems like Destiny wants this to work. Everybody wants Krakoa to keep happening. It's just Moira goes like, has a weird bug up her ass about precogs.
Well, I mean, when one burns you alive.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's unjustified. I'm just saying it's a bug up the ass.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like, just have that conversation of basically Magneto and Charles holding Moira back on like, we're sorry about this, Destiny. You said you wouldn't bring her back.
I'm just picturing Moira like Scrappy Doo.
Like, there's so many things you can do. It'd be interesting to see. I don't. I think this is going to burn the paradise aspect of Krakoa, not necessarily burn Krakoa down in whole. This is just going to reveal the veneer of like Charles and Magneto were lying to an extent.
Yeah,
They're
like,
not going to be trusted.
There's a part of me that really feels, because we know this is like X of Swords was an interlude. This is the proper end of the first phase of Hickman's plan. So I feel like part of the stuff he's doing is properly saying to the writers' room, all right, you guys wanna keep playing in this status quo a little bit? I'm gonna kick the baby birds out of the nest a little bit and see if they can really fly while I'm gone for the next year.
Yeah. I have a feeling what's gonna happen is Charles and Magneto get kicked off the council. That they're still gonna be important members of the Krakoan society, but they're not gonna be council members.
They should do that and have Moira come out of the shadows and join the council.
That would be interesting. Don't have her be the council, but have her be like Doug is. Just like a major voice amongst the council. Doug can't vote on anything, but they always defer to Doug because Doug can talk to Krakoa.
She's like Leia in the EU. She was never made a Jedi Master, and she was never on the council, but she was invited to every meeting.
Yeah. Like, that's what Warlock, that's what Doug, that's where Krakoa are in terms of the council. That's what the captains of the guard are, you know.
Yeah.
That's what Charles and Magneto are kind of gonna be. I think that's my theory, at least.
Yeah, you fuckers don't have a vote anymore, but I guess you can still come. There's technically nothing we can do to stop Eric.
Damn right there's nothing you can do to stop me. And Polaris
Shut
shows up.
Eric.
What up, Dad? Alright, daughter. Do I need to get my sister here? Nope, you're not gonna bring Wanda here. She's not welcome. She's welcome now. Remember, Dad, she's a mutant. Remember
you did, Dad, remember what you did. Shut up.
And then you just have Pietro coming in. Hey, when are you gonna kill me and turn me into a mutant again?
Fuck off.
But Dad, I wanna be on the island with y'all.
When are you going to be nice to literally anybody?
I'm nice to my daughter.
Fuck, I forgot you had a daughter.
You forgot your grandkid?
How many Christmas presents do I owe her?
Multiple, because it's Hanukkah.
Now, like, the joke isn't that I forgot Magneto's Jewish. The joke is Magneto forgot he's Jewish.
No, Magneto remembers he's Jewish. He was trying to get away with only giving like 7 presents, and not 7 times 7.
We do have fun here.
All right, but yeah, that's Inferno. It's interesting. It's fascinating. Gotta see what happens next. But we both read United States of Captain America.
It was all right.
Yeah.
I think it's the natural conclusion to the book. However, I don't feel like it was as thrilling as it's maybe meant to be.
No, but it does set up a neat little like side status quo with Captain America that they can use going forward.
I like the character moments that John gets. I like that Ariel gets to go on a mission with Bucky, because remember she said Bucky's her favorite Captain America.
Yeah. Also, Bucky finally relinquished and went like, "Fine, I'll be a captain, whatever." I like how I don't know how I feel because U.S. Agent kind of is, for lack of a better way of describing it, he is the unsavory parts of America within this dynamic, and Steve just kind of lets him get away with it. I'm not sure how
he doesn't let him get yeah, he does, and he also doesn't. Like he's very much I don't agree with your methods, but I recognize that that it is the quickest solution at the moment, and we need to be quick.
I mean, I do enjoy the line that John had of like of all the things he did, and it was like all all agreeable by the Geneva Conventions. Like it's
Hmm.
all the torture he did is technically allowed through the Geneva Conventions, and Steve is just like,
Which is consummate John Walker.
oh yeah, no, I play by the rules. I play by the rules.
But
That.
I stretch those rules about as far as they'll go. He's the fucking Anakin Skywalker of the group.
But I just love Steve's reaction to hearing all that and just going like, God damn it, John. I don't want to have to fucking justify this, John.
There is a teenage girl in the room with us right now.
Yeah, no. I like that dichotomy between like these three
And she's like,
caps
yeah,
and
I'm
John.
going to college to be a lawyer.
But no, this is I like it. I like all the caps showing up and being dope. I like all the caps we didn't see throughout this issue, these issues showing up and being like, "Yo, football cap!" All these different cool, fun caps.
Hmm. I feel like they could do a book after this that doesn't have to have Steve, Sam, or John in every issue, or Bucky in every issue, but just like have it be like a like. Remember how there was Web Warriors for a little bit after Spider Verse?
Yeah,
You could do that with Captain America. Have the Captain America core be a book.
the Captain America, yeah, network. Because like you can just have Steve show up in a place and goes like, "Hey, I need a cap. I want a cap to help out," and they look up the local
Mhm.
cap and it's a neat local cap.
Yeah. And that's kind of what this is trying to be, but there's also a through line here. I feel like this could be a good done in one book going forward.
Yeah, just single shots. Hold on. You know what? I am going to. We didn't show the cover. There's the cover.
Hey. Oh, it's a
Uh,
Mount Rushmore. It's a Mount Rushmore homage. How did I not notice that till
oh
now?
yeah, it is. I'm gonna pull up the final the big spread at the end with all the different individual caps.
Hmm.
Also, while I'm here, I can pull up the list of things that John Walker did. Uh, let's see. We did incentive, emotional love and hate, fear, futility, rapid fire silence, sleep adjustment, isolation, sensory deprivation. Love that one, and stress position. Good God, John. All permissible under the Geneva Conventions, Steve. Oh, and she also might have a broken pinky, but that was an accident. I love shitbag
When
John.
she breaks out, he's like, I knew I broke that pinky for a reason.
I love shitbag John
Hmm.
as just like the fucking shit stain, like standing next to Blinding Glory with Captain America. You know,
Yeah.
it's great. Also, it was cool to see the last cap was interesting. I thought he had a cool dichotomy with the other buddies. Yeah. So here's the final group of all the big caps.
Yeah. It's a pretty badass spread. I could see that being a poster.
Yeah. Like these are the caps we saw throughout. We don't have the Kickapoo guy, John. We don't have Joe. We don't have Joe.
He's in a later page.
Yeah, he's
They
in a
show
later
close
page.
up of him.
Oh yeah, they show some back here in the shadows,
Yeah.
but it's cool. I like motorcycle guy. I like this dude in just a fucking suit.
Yeah, that's cool. Part of me wants to imagine that's that guy who was running for president as a gamer, the meme from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, there's Joe.
Hmm.
Yeah, here's all the caps we had throughout the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really good. God damn it,
It's
no drippy.
Capsonas should be a thing. We had Spider-Sonas. Let's do Capsonas.
Yeah, no. I also like the understanding that the shields is for everybody, and I like
Maybe I
the
don't know what that is, and I don't want to know what that is.
yeah no United States of Captain America's. It's a good book.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest you read it.
It's a solid cat-based mini.
Yeah. The Death of Doctor Strange, issue 2. Okay, so Doctor Strange dies. Um, and basically all this barrier stuff kind of disappears. So everybody starts invading Earth to take property and everything. And then there is these three magic sister people who are trying to do this one ritual, and it's a big old clusterfuck.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Doctor Strange's wife shows up.
Oh,
Clea.
Clea's in this?
Yeah,
Cool.
Clea's in this. Clea shows up. And
When was the last time Clea made a proper appearance?
it's been a while.
Mm-hmm. Because didn't she go back to rule the Dark Dimension, like
Yeah,
around Illuminati times or
no,
something?
before then. It was in the 80s that happened.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah. Here's Clea.
Hey.
But here's the thing. This is the Doctor Strange that we're following in this book is a Echo before he met Clea, so he doesn't
Oh
recognize
my
her.
god, they did a fucking Doctor Who.
See, Madam, I do not believe I've had the pleasure. What is this girl from the Dark Dimension? You're not Steven. Who are you? And like she's warning them of all the stuff, and the Avengers come in and help, and that's all that kind of stuff, all that kind of thing, and it's good. And the issue ends with a Zounds.
Ooh.
So here, I don't know what's gonna happen with all this, because part of me goes like, "Oh, cool, we're gonna get a new status quo for Doctor Strange. Maybe Clea's gonna be a big part of it again." I would like that. I think that'd be cool because we've had living single Doctor Strange since the 80s. Clea now doesn't have that sort of student teacher relationship problems that she had in the 70s and the 80s anymore. She's kind of a fresh character. You can do all that stuff again.
Also, she looks significantly older than I remember her looking.
Yeah, she
Like,
also,
older even than current Steven does?
well, the current Steven is younger. Remember, he's an Echo before he even met Clea.
Oh, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the Steven that just died.
Yeah. I think it's just mostly because she has the cool alt girl mom haircut.
Mm.
You know. Hey, you want to tell me about Son of Kal-El issue 4?
This issue was aggressively okay. I don't know. There's something about this
Tip
series.
Taylor just fucking.
I really want to like this book, but it's making it very hard for me to do so. Not because I disagree with any of its politics, but just because, like,
It's
whenever I hear about this book, it's people shouting about it online and not actually discussing it, and then I go to read it, and it just seems so underwhelming compared to the discourse. You know what I mean?
it's that meme of what Republicans think Democrats are versus what Democrats actually are.
Kind of, yeah. Um, but like, there's some cool stuff that happens in this issue. Like, we find out that there's so the I'm trying to say what I should say. The bisexual kiss, I'll go ahead and say, does not happen in this issue. That's previews for like 2 or 3 issues from now. So, like, I was going into this with all that discourse in my head, and I kept waiting for it to happen, and it's never in this book. But we do get a good bit of development for John's boyfriend, who is not officially his boyfriend yet. Because we find out that they're a post-human is the term they're using in this book instead of metahumans. And they find that out because the post-human from a couple issues ago who weighs like 1,000 tons, so you can drop them like a bomb, gets dropped on the Kent farm, and John goes supersonic to try and save everybody, and he can't actually grab the boyfriend, not yet boyfriend, because he's intangible. And so it's like, okay, I guess I just gotta leave him. He'll probably be fine since he's intangible. Like, look, this panel of wood is literally going through him right now. So the building comes apart, and the Justice League shows up immediately to try and wreck this lady's shit because, oh, hey, you fucked with Superman's home. We have that place on constant 24/7 watch. Uh, and John stops them. They're like, hey, she's innocent. Don't fuck her up. She was obviously drugged and put up to this. It's okay. And they're like, we don't necessarily have all the facts, so all right. And they help the Kents pack up and whatnot. And then there's a line that makes sense, but is also funny in like a kind of stupid comic book way of like Hal and Wally is back to being actual Flash now. I don't know when that happened, but Wally is in the Flash costume in this issue. So Hal and Wally go up to Ma and Pa Kent and they're like, "We're sorry. We know there's things in here that probably can't be replaced, and you're probably going through a lot emotionally right now." And they're like, "Oh nah, this has happened like 5 times. Most of our important shit's in storage now.
I
We're
mean,
gonna go sleep with the neighbors."
uh, and Drippy, yeah, Comey's great. I need to catch back up with the manga, but I've been reading the manga of Comey ever since it started coming out. Comey's great. Comey-san can't communicate.
Mm-hmm. I know of that. Uh, and then there's a really cute scene, and this is how I realized it was Wally, because Wally goes up to John and is like, "Hey, I know you're kind of becoming de facto Superman. I understand what that's like. If you ever want to talk, I'm here for you." Like just a little pull him aside, kind of like a Peter to Miles moment.
Nice.
Um, and then there's some plot stuff. Cool little scene with John and Lois, where Lois is like, you really want to go on the warpath with this Henry Bendix guy? It's dangerous." And he's like, "I got it, Mom. I got it." And then he does, and Henry Bendix instantly wrecks his shit. And reveals basically he's in control of all the post-humans, and the Fire One from the first issue is now about to go nuclear, and John has to stop him. And it turns out to be a trap distraction that sends John's powers haywire. And that's the end of the issue.
All right. So it's just okay. It's not great.
Yeah. It's that thing of like, I feel like I really would like this if it wasn't for the fact that like every couple of days I have to go through a bunch of people shouting about it on social media. Like that makes me want to drop the book more so than the actual book has so far.
Yeah, that's the problem with aggressively political books. This
Hmm.
discourse is just fucking shit because people don't have a basic reading comprehension.
Yeah. It's also just hilarious that people say this about like a DC book that's taking steps about as big as that first issue of Green Lantern, Green Arrow did back in the day, and we put that fucking book on a pedestal, even though every subsequent issue of that book since that first issue was utter nonsense.
Yeah, Najimi is a good character in Comey. Neat little concept and premise with that character. Do you know the premise of Comey-san can't communicate?
I know of that book very well through Dojins. The internet does what it does. I can't control it.
So you know the basic idea that pretty much every character is a conceptual stereotype of a high school comedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Najimi's
Starring
the
Shy Girl Supreme.
yeah, but Najimi is it's a childhood best friend, but they're everyone's childhood best friend.
Mm.
So they're also gender non-binary because they were the best friends of boys and gals, and like they could have been either, but nobody remembered. So they're just that character. They're just Najimi. No one thinks any like it's just like, all right, I thought you were a guy. You're wearing a skirt. Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay, yeah, it doesn't fucking matter.
Thick.
They're just a little shit. That's all the character is. They're just an instigator. They just like to pull pranks. Drippy, it's back. It's back.
I mean, all you have to do is take a look at me and ask yourself, does he look like a guy who has an account on N Hentai? Does he?
You look like the kind of guy who has at least 100 bookmarks.
We can check.
Okay, we're doing this live, folks. We're doing this live. I didn't expect this to happen.
I can't check bookmarks, but I can check favorites.
That's what I was talking about, favorites.
Currently, I have 419 favorites. Keep in mind, I've had this account since I was like 18.
Fucking goody two shoes ass fucking making a porn account at 18.
I mean, I didn't make account. I only got brave enough to make accounts around then. I invested in bookmarks early.
We are not going to read a Dojin live. We are never going to read a Dojin live unless we get paid big bucks and we do it at a fucking meet. We do it at a summit. Because that would be fucking hilarious at a summit.
You make a good point there, Drippy. I might have to stop when I find the next one. Make a new account.
But
this is what happens when we're talking about comics at midnight, everybody.
Yeah,
On Halloween.
It's not Halloween anymore.
No,
It's All Saints Day.
Right.
It's All Saints Day.
Oh yeah. Did you do anything to celebrate Halloween, by the way? I never asked you that before we went live.
I mean, I did semi spoop week on Twitch, but that's about it.
I got one trick-or-treater and I read Marvel 1602 this afternoon.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna put this out there. I imagine you get that fucking YouTuber who uses the community page just to post fucking in hentai numbers of wholesome vanilla dojins in your suggestions.
No, I can't say I have.
Really?
I don't look at much community stuff.
It just shows up on when I'm fucking going through the algorithm page and not my subscriptions. It just was like, here you go.
Okay.
But speaking of dojins, Sweet Paprika.
Hey, turns out I was doing a segue all along.
The demon girl basically goes like, know what? If Dad's a fucking hornball, fuck it. I don't give a shit anymore. She gets a fucking slutty dress. She feels confident in it. She's looking great. And she goes like, fuck. I don't know how to sex. So she talks to the delivery guy who she's been blowing off for basically years now and goes like, all right, here's the deal. I want to fuck you so I can learn so I can go for the guy I really want.
This book is like, what if Jane the Virgin was comic book horny instead of TV horny?
It is very comic book horny. Look at that cover.
Yeah.
The guy is wearing boob glasses.
Yeah, he is.
Drippy.
If that is what I think it is, Drippy, I'm just going to say we do not have similar taste whatsoever.
But either way, good issue. I've been enjoying this little sweet romance comic that's very, very horny on main.
Cool.
Hey, you want to tell me about Lonely City Catwoman?
I would love to, because legitimately this is one of my favorite first issues in a long while. Catwoman Lonely City is a book written, penciled, colored, and lettered by Cliff Chang, who, if you're not aware of, is a artist who has been kind of making a name for themselves. I think let's just go gender neutral, but I'm not sure.
Gender neutral until we know pronouns.
Yeah. They kind of been making a name for themselves. They were the primary artist for New 52 Wonder Woman for quite a while. However, I know them from Brian K. Vaughan's Paper Girls. And this is kind of Black Label being Black Label at its truest point of just taking an artist and a premise, or creator, because writing duty here.
Yeah.
Um, Taking a creator and a premise and just letting it go as whatever direction they possibly want it to go in, and it having the best possible results. Because the premise for this is basically, what if we gave Selena the top billing in Dark Knight Returns? And I don't mean this story is like has the same tone as Dark Knight Returns. I don't mean this is like a side story to Dark Knight Returns. I mean this is a Dark Knight Returns type story for Selena, because this is set in the not too distant future Gotham City, where Batman has been dead for like 10 years. Um Catwoman is just getting out of jail at the start of this issue. Um, Harvey Dent has reformed and become mayor of Gotham City, and most everybody is middle aged and either retired or extremely good at hiding their bullshit because Harvey Dent basically outlawed costumes.
Mm.
Um, and there's a lot of moments of just Selena dealing with readjusting to the world, and the fact that she is so much older from when she was Catwoman now. Because my read, she's like mid 40s to early 50s in this. I think they say her age at one point, but I don't. Oh no, actually, I can go to yes. Selena is 55 in this comic.
Mm.
Because there's a moment where when Batman died and everybody found out he was Bruce Wayne, he willed all his money to Gotham, and Harvey, as mayor, has used a lot of Bruce's money to introduce a lot of urban reform and whatnot, but also beef up the police department significantly,
Mm.
in the form of Bat cops with basically high-tech G.I. Joe riot gear. Um, and one of the first ways we're introduced to them is Selena is going through a still rundown part of the city, trying to get back to the apartment building she owns. And she is stopped by a Bat cop asking for identification. We see they actually have a heads-up display, which for Selena says, no G-band data, scanning facial recognition database, 95% match, name Kyle Selena, sex female, age 55, race mixed, parentheses, white Hispanic, probable cause 47%, tap for priors, below legal threshold for firearm, suffing, approved actions, stop and queue, recording.
Mm.
Like, it's that kind of, hyper militarized police shit is going on. And that's kind of the status quo of the city is, from the first glance, everything's better now. It's nice, kind of, not Batman Beyond future Gotham, but like relative understanding future Gotham. And Harvey seems like he's doing a decent job as mayor, but there's a lot of questionable things going on, like the fact that Gotham has its own currency. There's like a crypto coin Gotham has, where everybody has a G band that allows them to spend their G coin, or G money, excuse me. And because Catwoman tries to pay for her morning coffee with cash at Captain Cold Brew, is their Starbucks fill-in. She has to go to a family-owned bodega instead because they don't take cash
Mm.
at Captain Cold Brew. Um, and getting into the story past that, the first thing she does after settling back into her apartment building, is she goes and visits Batman's grave, and actually has to sneak into Wayne Manor to do that because we see Bruce is buried next to his parents, but also there next to them, there's two other graves: Alfred Thaddeus Crane Pennyworth, Richard John Grayson.
Mm.
And also, while she's doing that, because Wayne Manor is basically shut down, private property acquired by the city, guarded by the Bat Cops, she has to jump through two trees and over the fence to get in there. And one thing I really like about this issue is there is constant talk about, like, Catwoman is almost too old to be doing this kind of stuff. Like this hurts now, whereas it didn't before. It feels very much like a wrestler at that age talking about how things hurt for longer than they used to. Like
They
she
don't have
jumps
as
over,
many bumps on the bump card.
yeah, like she jumps over the fence and she says, "Oh fuck my." Oof, my knees need to be more careful. All this jumping around, not like the old days. And there's several other moments like that in the book where very next thing she does, she goes to the Penguin, who has now turned the Iceberg Lounge into a private island resort off the coast of Gotham City. Um, and he's basically like, "Oh, Selena, so good to see you. I'm glad you're out. Old times. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's up?" And she's like, "I need a job." What? I need a I need to, all I'm good at is stealing shit. I need to steal some shit and make some money so I can retire. And I it needs to be like one or two really big jobs. And he's like, I don't do that no more. That shit's like super illegal now. But if you want to work as a like a hostess, I could set that up. And she just slaps him and leaves. Um, and then we see her break into uh, evidence lockup at the GCPD, and she steals a couple different things that tie into like scenes we see going forward. One of which is she goes to visit because we get established they do like proper Dark Knight Returns news scenes, but a little more modern and a little more updated of just like interviews with Mayor Harvey Dent and whatnot on talk shows and things. And there's a lot of talk about I forget what they call the event. I'm trying to see if it's right here. Uh Fool's Night is the night that like everything went down. That's when Selena got arrested. That's when Batman and presumably Robin died as well. That's when Harvey went straight. Is it at this event called Fool's Night, which they imply but never straight up say was like a huge Joker attack.
It sounds like a
Um,
Joker thing.
yeah. Um, but next thing Selena does is she goes and visits the mayoral offices of Barbara Gordon because Barbara is um old in a wheelchair and running for mayor to because she suspects Harvey is doing bad shit. And also they basically say without saying she's in a lesbian relationship with a black woman who if the black woman is supposed to be someone, I did not recognize that character because like they have an adopted son. And like there's a moment where they say, "Oh, mommy's in her office," and then Selena goes to talk to Barbara. Um, is basically how they establish that, and then we see the other mom a minute later. Um, and there's a she then goes to visit Killer Croc at an old henchman bar, and we see that Killer Croc is just like an old mob grandpa now. Like he's sitting at the bar with the proper jersey over a wife beater with a gold chain and like the bowler's hat. It's a really cute character design actually. And she's like, "Hey Croc, what are you doing these days?" And he's like, "Fucking bouncing for dive bars mostly because I have to make the rent in my shitty apartment meet somehow, and like there's no villain work anymore, and also I have way too many concussions and prior records to get an actual job." And she's like, "Well, I am planning a job. Do you want in on it?" And he's like, "I guess. That doesn't sound terrible. How much is it going to pay?" And she's like, "I don't know yet, but it's going to be good." And he's like, "Okay, what is it?" "We're breaking into the Batcave." And we don't understand why right away because then Harvey walks in to basically check up on Selena, and he flat out says like, "Hey, you missed your first parole check-in. I'm gonna give you a mulligan on this, but if you don't straighten up, I will throw your ass right back in prison because I have to set an example. I'm trying to be nice because we're old work friends, but like, don't fuck this up for yourself." Also, Waylon, hey, how you doing? I heard that 911 call your neighbor put out the other day. What are you doing? And he's like, nothing. They're just overreacting to me existing. Sure, sure. Okay, I'll hold off this time, buddy. Whatever. How about a round for everybody? And of course, the whole bar erupts and is like, "Oh, you got my vote, Mr. Mayor." And then he just walks off. Um, and then Selena says, "Okay, not only are we going to break into the Batcave, we're gonna do it on election day." And Croc just starts laughing, and he's like, "Fuck yeah!" Uh, and then we go back to her getting out of the evidence lockup, and we see she finds a cup. Um, One thing she's surprised to find in the box, but she's like, "This will be helpful." And the other thing she was actually looking for, which is a very distinct looking batarang, and it causes her to flash back to Fool's Night. And we see that Batman actually died in her arms. And his last act, like there was clearly a big explosion on top of the GCPD. They're like next to the bat signal, and their suits are all torn up, and he's got all these burns on him. And his last act is to hand her that batarang and say, "Cave, bring me the orifice, save the city." And he hands her that, and right then a police helicopter flew up, and because she was the only person who survived the explosion, her ass got arrested.
Mm.
Um, and we then see that the other thing she found in the evidence lockup was Jim Gordon's pipe, because apparently Jim Gordon died on Fool's Night as well. But she gives the pipe to Barbara as a gift to basically say, "Hey, I know you didn't agree to work with me, but I just want you to know I mean well and I'm on your side," kind of a thing. And Barbara breaks down. Um, and we then we then find out that basically Harvey knows what Selena's gonna do. He knows about, he somehow has found out about Orifice, whatever it is. Like it's being played like a Rosebud type thing. They're not saying what Orifice is, but it's supposed to be a big thing Batman had set up that Harvey wants access to, and he can't get into the Batcave himself. So he let Selena out of prison on good behavior so that she could break into the Batcave for him and unlock the secret. And his plan is basically, well, we'll catch her in the act, we'll throw her, and I guess Wayland too, back in prison, and whatever it is, we'll get to use it in our advantage in the upcoming election. Because hey, throwing Catwoman right back in prison, that's gonna win me a bunch of brownie points just as a start. And that's the end of it so far. But it's a really good, really detailed book. Chang's art is just utterly amazing, very, very characterful, and I enjoyed it so much. I think it's honestly tied with Woman of Tomorrow as my favorite DC book going at the moment.
Fair enough. Seems interesting. Batman Catwoman? Is that your whole review?
This book is just. I think this book might actually be shitting the bed.
Oof.
Like, I can't tell, and I feel like it's gonna take reading the whole thing back in one sitting to be able to tell. But, like, there's cool moments in here. Like, I really like fucking Commissioner Dick Grayson being like, "I never understood why Gordon smoked. Like, that shit was really bad for you. And then I took this job." Like, that's a great moment. Um, and like some of the dialogue is really interesting and characterful, and kind of builds upon King's initial Batman run in an interesting way. But like this, all this strung together does not read really, or this issue on its own does not read really well, and it doesn't help that like it's clear that they went to Sharp as the new artist just to get this book out on time. And as I've said when I was talking about the last issue, Sharp is not particularly my kind of artist. I don't like his proportions a whole lot, and he's a little too sketchy for me. Um, but Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's only one issue left, but I almost don't want to talk about that issue. I want to be able to read the whole thing back and like do a fucking back issues on it.
I mean, fair enough. Anything else you want to say about it, or should we move on?
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah.
So I read the first issue of No One Left to Fight Part 2.
What the hell is this?
Okay, No One Left to Fight is the original story is essentially what if the end of Dragon Ball Z, but like everybody just kept living, and Goku is kind of depressed that the best days of his life are behind him. So this
All right.
guy gets his Vegeta, gets his Bulma, and they go on a little adventure to go do a thing because he's like, oh, big bad villain, we gotta go deal with it. And they're like looking at him with side eyes, going like, okay, we're gonna help you, we'll do it. And they go through an adventure, and they run into all the old characters they met in their young days, and and he goes like, ah, and it's just reminiscing and all that kind of stuff as all this pent up bad feelings kind of boil up until eventually it's revealed at the end of the first part 1, that the Goku character is dying of an illness. And he wanted to go on this trip mostly to kind of relive the glory days. Not necessarily to fight anything, just he wanted to hang out with his friends. And
Hmm.
then this picks up with just after that revelation of going like, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell us? We need to help you. We need to heal you. And it's like, I've kind of already dealt with it. All that kind of stuff. And also just the revelation, this is diverging from the DBZ influence, that the Goku character was in love with the Bulma character. And the Vegeta guy knew it the whole time. And that's just been a giant bit of like self-confidence destroying things. Until like they point out, yeah, but
So this went from Dragon Ball fan fiction to Power Rangers fan fiction.
to an extent, it's good. It's good art. It's all that kind of stuff. There's great things in it. It's good. If you enjoyed the first one, read the second one. It's solid.
All right.
I mean, the art looks amazing. And if you like that kind of like Japan-esque French influence sci-fi ness, it really hits that nerve. So like Code Lyoko,
But with like the
Wakfu,
saturation cracked up.
Wakfu, and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, no, cranked up the fuck. It's very airbrushy. It's very markery. You know, it's good. It's good art. I like it. You want to tell me about the Aquaman?
Yeah, this issue was awesome.
Coming.
This issue was really good because it's basically just a noble white lady helps a black kid hide from the cops for 22 pages.
Oh, okay.
Because fucking Jackson quickly escapes the Atlantean troops that are bearing down on him, and we just immediately cut to Mara in her bedroom with the babby being woken up by the fucking guards banging on her door, and they're like, "Where's Jackson Hyde? Have you seen him? Has he been anywhere?" And she's like, "Motherfucker, I have been sleeping. I literally, this is my child in the crib here. We've been asleep for the last like what fucking time is it? It's 2 a.m. We've been asleep for 4 hours. Okay, do you want to come in for questioning? Are you fucking serious right now? Yes. All right, I'll humor you." And she just spends the entire time in the interrogation room making fun of them and making like passive aggressive comments. And then after she gets out, we flash back to literally 20 minutes before they got to her. Jackson showed up and she helped him sneak out of the city.
Nice.
Um, and then we see she goes to the surface world because she knows the next person they're going to go and try and question is Jackson's birth mom, and she quickly figures out something's wrong and escapes. And then Mara meets up with her, and they go to her house, which has basically um a bunker full of Atlantean weapons underneath it, because remember, this woman was married to Black Manta for a little bit. Um, and then we see that, like, wait, Jackson's not here? I thought he'd be here. I thought he was with you. Oh shit, where is he? He'll be fine. He's got your spirit and his father's. And then we see that, like, he's passed out and bleeding out on a little dinghy outside the city.
Oof.
Yeah.
But you enjoying the book?
Yeah, as speaking as, like, somebody who respected Aquaman but did not give a shit about him going into this, I'm really into this book. This has been really good so far.
That's good.
Mhm.
Trial of Magneto. Shit, I can't remember what happened.
That's a fucking bomb ass cover, honestly.
Oh, it is. It's the art in the book has been so good.
Mm-hmm.
X-Men Trial of Magneto. So we show back up with Scarlet Witch coming in, and it's an old version of Scarlet Witch. She thinks she's still dating Vision and everything, and they go like, "Yo, there's some new information that needs to be dealt with."
Wanda, I hate to break this to you, but we got a divorce, and then I remarried, and I had another set of kids. Oh yeah, that's right, you had kids.
Also, I'm a widow now, so maybe we can continue this. I'm not sure. I'm
Although
into
it
it,
is, it's a little creepy it's a little creepy given the age difference that's here now.
but of course, I am still 5 because I am a robot.
Mhm. Is he 5 now, or is he
No,
like
he's
closer
older than
to?
that. I'm just small number.
Yo, I just realized, due to, like, the sliding time scale and how many stories there have been now, Vision's got to be in, like, his early 20s.
Probably. But North Star comes in, beats down Magneto, goes like, "Yo, don't ever fucking threaten my husband again. Fuck you."
Yo, I just had a realization.
What?
If North Star can have a human spouse on Krakoa, why can't Magic?
When did Magic ever want a human spouse?
You said I wouldn't be allowed on Krakoa.
Yeah, they allowed him on Krakoa because the husband's cool. You're you.
Wow. Oh, buddy. Jesus. Uh,
But there's this cool movement where North Star basically goes like, "All right, guys, you're all invited for dinner," and Cap goes like, "How can you think about dinner at a time like this?" And he goes like, "Oh, my husband's human." And it's just kind of a cute moment. Um, uh, Wiccan and Speed see Wanda, and they go like, "Mom, holy shit!" And she goes like, who the fuck are you?" As Rachel basically goes like, "Hey, you've missed a lot. This is gonna hurt. I'm gonna give you what happened, the information you're missing." So she does
That's
that.
rough, because coming from Rachel, it's like a third-hand account.
Yeah. So she remembers a little bit. It's Jean also helps.
Okay.
Jean's there. She helps. So we see all of everything, including No More Mutants and
Ooh.
X-Men versus Zombies.
Whoa.
Like everything. As a giant monster start attacking Krakoa, and the X-Men and the Avengers team up to fight them.
Sick.
All that kind of stuff. It's big, it's dope, it's badass. Magneto and Polaris make metal and fight a big kaiju together. As Cyclops and Captain America be team leaders and help everybody.
They've got like a two-person fucking Megazord.
Yeah.
They have the Thunder Rangers from Ninja Storm. They make that Megazord.
Yeah, so they're working together. They find out that the kaijus can heal, so it's not fighting, it's evacuation. We gotta evacuate. We can't fight them. As we go into this weird mystical dimension where Wanda is running away, but for a moment something shifted. A part of her disappears. As she looks forward, and sees magic stuff happening. And she's supposed to kill the thing that's been chasing her. Until it's revealed it's an old Wanda. Chaos magic. This place is made of chaos magic. It is of me. You will not kill me in this place again. Finally, you figured it out. Took you long enough. So what the fuck is happening? Because, like, she says, like, oh, a part of me disappeared. The resurrection protocol. That part of her's gone now because it got resurrected. Showing that they do, in fact, take the soul with them. When they resurrect.
Oh, shit. That's, like, important war shit.
That's a confirmation of some shit, man. You know? So that's interesting stuff. But Wanda's also dealing with a multifaceted aspect of herself. An old Wanda from a different timeline, from a different universe. Who knows what's going to happen with Wanda? Is this going to fully retcon Wanda back into being a mutant, and thus by also Pietro? Who knows? It's all very possible. It's all up in the air.
Fascinating.
It's also really fucking sad, because she had to relive decades of fucking trauma all over again.
They should have just been like, all right, here